What's up, everyone, and welcome to version 5 of my garage gym. We're going to take a tour, not of this side, but of this side of the garage. So we've got a one-stall garage that we have taken over for the purposes of the garage gym. This has been a work in progress since the end of 2013, where I started off with a small piece in the back corner, and it has grown and changed and adapted over the years to be what you see today. A home gym is never done. I've still got other things on the list that I'd like to accomplish, buy, add, move, change, whatever it might be. But this is where I'm at today, and I'm very happy. So I want to dig in. I will cover the storage piece. I will cover the rack and bars. And I will cover the accessory section in those 3 sections total. And then I'll cover some FAQs and things like that at the end. I will not go into details about every single piece in the gym. However, I will list them all out in the description below. So if you want to know anything about any of the specifics in here, if I have a product review on any of them or discount codes or anything like that, I'll share those in the link in the description below. So check that out. Let's get to it. All right, a big piece of the puzzle for me for owning a successful, accessible, and usable home gym is organization and storage. So you can see I prioritize this kind of right out the gate. Everything from getting all my plates in the right place to the mass storage unit here, to the wall control unit here. So I've got ab mats and knee sleeves and wraps and various things on this. I've got plenty of space if I want to add more nicky-nacky things, but I'm able to put a few of the machine type things, benches, docks, whatever I've got here, just kind of get things out of the main area and over here, so then that way the space is usable. I've got bands, chains, collars, loops, wraps, straps, deadlift jack, belts, pads, various things as well over here. So this whole area is all the other stuff. So it's all, basically all the storage, all the accessories, all that, all the plates. Around the back is a number of things, leg curl extension piece. Way up here is my garage door opener. So I have that new side wall mounted unit to create some more space for me. All kinds of good stuff, chalk, etc. So this was a big piece to the puzzle in terms of me being able to have a lot of the other items I wanted in the gym, but still, again, have this space be open and usable, movable, functionable, etc. You can see I still got open floor space that wraps all the way around, so my bench can move around and all kinds of good stuff. I'm not tripping over things when I'm trying to grab a bar. I'm not having to move things out of the way to deadlift and squat and whatever it might be. So, storage on point. Let's check out the bars and the rack. So, my rack is a Rogue R3 with an additional extension piece added on. So the extension piece is from a company that's no longer in business anymore. It's really just a wall mount unit. So you could get creative and come up with something similar yourself if this is what you're looking for. I wanted something, one, to be able to have that extra pull-up bar out, get some of these pieces off of the main rack, as well as have the ability to squat, or really it's rows and things like that off of the front, so do some accessory work. And when I am not using the monoliths, I can move them out here. They're fully out of the way, so I can squat and do whatever I'm gonna do in here without running into them. So big change that I did since the last remodel was paint all of my rack attachments. So you can see the white with the black. So I custom did that on the J-cups, the spotter arms, things like that to match the Mutant Metals UDA and snapbacks, so which I'm really happy about. So the bars, I've got an Ivanko power bar for myself. I've got a Rogue Bella bar for my wife, an Oso bar for my daughter. I've got a Texas deadlift bar that's brand new. That spot right there in the middle will be for a kids or a junior bar that I have coming out soon. A Texas squat bar will fill that spot. And then I've got a number of specialty bars, log, multi-grip, span bell, cambered bars, etc. So, and then a couple in this bar storage piece here as well. I get asked occasionally, don't you just need one bar? Yeah, you only need one bar. But I like to have multiple bars. For one, it's fun. I like to do log work. It's different than other stuff. I like to load up the band bell bar and do something crazy. I really like squatting with the cambered bar and the safety squat bars. It's just cool. There's also opportunities to develop different muscles and attack certain weaknesses and things like that, depending on the specialty bar that you have and what you're trying to work on. There's all kinds of reasons to own multiple different bars. I'm not a huge owning a bunch of straight bars kind of guy. As you can see, I actually only have 2 power bars for myself, which for someone with as much stuff as I have is probably fairly unique. A lot of people tend to have 4 or 5 or more power bars. One works for me. So you do not need more bars. More bars are fun. I will most certainly be adding more bars compared to what I have because I have space for a few more, and there's a few more on my list. I like to try new ones, experiment, see what I like, what I don't, have options for people that come and lift with me, my wife, the whole deal. So this is the main epicenter of the gym, the rack, the bars. So where all the heavy, good stuff gets done until we move on at night where I do my accessory work. Let's dig into this. Okay, so the FT2, the Inspire FT2, is a big piece, probably actually the number one piece to the puzzle as to the changes from the last build. So I got rid of my PowerTech leveraging, which you know, if you followed along before, I actually really love. I love that thing. It got an unbelievable amount of work in my space, but the FT2 does more, and the FT2 does it with stacks, which I'm really excited about. The main reason why I like stacks is they're quicker, easier to move through, easier to superset, easier to use for me, for my wife, for my daughter, for my mom, for people who come in, whatever it might be. We're not loading and unloading and moving and removing and changing plates all the time. The reason why the FT2 is, I'll say, better, for lack of better terms, it's a $5,000 unit. The PowerTech is about $1,500. So, I mean, it should be better, right? It really should be better. So, I will be doing more work on the FT2, coming out with a full review on it in the future. But for now, I'm very excited to have it here. So you can see dual stacks, one on each side, adjustable cable columns. You've got dual pull down cables. You've got dual low row cables. The other ones are used to add in the leg extension, leg curl piece. So even that runs off of the stacks. I can use all of these different attachments because I've got, so many options. So with the dual cable options, you can use obviously things like the prime rotate handles, which are phenomenal. So you can do isolateral pull downs and low rows, meaning like one arm at a time kind of thing, or just, each arm works independently. Or I can use a piece like I have here from Gorilla Strength that connects the low row, or I have one for the high pull or the high cable as well. So then that way it turns the dual cable into a single cable, so I can use my mags, my prime 4-in-1s, 3-in-1s, and different things like that. The nice thing there is then I am using both stacks for things like rows. So I'm not going to max them out right out the gate. I've got my full dumbbell set, obviously, still here. I've still got a few pieces missing, as you can see, metal on the bottom and stuff. But one last piece that I kind of want to highlight on the FT2 is the custom work that I did. So normally this whole section is this kind of built-in storage piece for the FT2. It wasn't something I was going to use. Instead, I tore it out. I turned that into a shelf so that way I could put the keyboard and the mouse there. I put our computer monitor up here. It holds on with a wall mount piece. And then I've got the computer and the receiver in the back, which power the speakers. So now we've got our surround sound. So we've got our music. We've got our programming, because I run everything through Excel, all in one nice clean spot that was custom done back there. Fits out of the way, looks good, all good. So here's a quick overview again of the gym as we back out. Accessory area, main power rack bar section,
kind of fairly regular,
and storage.
One, is all this necessary? No. I made progress when I had nothing but a bar, some plates, and some horse stall mats. And I have made progress with all this and everything in between. So the last 9 years from filming today, from when I started, I have continued to make progress in different ways, explore different approaches and different stuff. There's no need for probably 85% of this stuff in here. If you are starting out with a garage gym, buy a good rack, buy a good bar, buy some plates, buy a good bench, and you're good. You can start adding things as you go, as you deem appropriate for you, for your own training goals, etc. I have some specific ones, so I've acquired some stuff to meet that. I also am fortunate enough to have a good job, myself and my wife, to be able to afford to add some of these things. I have found a lot of stuff for a good price on the used market, and because of who I am and the things that I do get some things for free. So that takes me to the second point. How much of this shit was free? Probably way less than you think. So I got a few of the Prime handles for free. Thank you, Prime Fitness, as well as the squat wedges that they sent me. I got my second sand dune stepper for free, so I bought my first one. I got the Body Solid curl piece for free, all my ab mat stuff for free. I think that's it. Pretty much, and these rollers. Everything else I've paid for over the years. I paid for all my the rest of the cable attachments, all my dumbbells, all my bars, the rack, the flooring, the storage, the big storage, all the plates, everything else I paid for. I may be missing a couple of things here and there, but yeah, it's probably about 98% I paid for and 2% I've gotten for free. There are some guys out there that get a lot for free. Most of us who are influencers of any kind are still paying for the vast majority of the stuff that they have in their gym. So this is a little insight for you. What do I think I will do next? So I don't expect to make any huge drastic changes. I think I've maximized the space for the most part. What you're gonna see is maybe some aesthetic changes. So I'd like to do some things like to make the FT2 match the rack a little more. I might paint the shrouds white. I'd like to clean up the upper space. So you can see like up here is a little funky. I may start to paint and patch a lot of the areas up here. I may do a little bit of cleaning up of the wiring. So the previous owner just kind of ran wiring where he felt like it. It's the things that you notice when you're in a space for hours at a time, weeks, every week, every month, etc., that you wouldn't notice if you were just kind of casually in your garage to get in your car and go, kind of thing. So, I think I mentioned a couple of bars I'd like to get. I'd like to get a bow bar to fit there. At some point, I'd like to try out a Mars bar, maybe an Elite Fitness safety squat bar, a couple of different things like that. I have no intentions to add any cable attachments, nothing. I might like the extended weight stack option for the FT2 just because. I don't have any rack attachments in sight. I don't have any kind of knick-knacky assortment items either. So most of the changes are going to be a couple of bars, and then some various aesthetic changes. So that's it. If I could go back and do anything different today, knowing what I know now versus when I started, I probably would have started sooner. I would have acquired some things used that ended up showing up used, things like that. Just little stuff over the time, but nothing crazy. Really, the biggest thing would have just been to be, I only had this whole one section about halfway in so far. If I had committed early to that, I would have had a lot more options in terms of dumbbells and different things like that, but that's okay, learning curve. How much have I spent on this gym? I don't have any idea. At one point, I kept a pretty detailed ledger. I was attempting to flip enough on the used market to cover everything I had put in, and then that kind of went to shit because of COVID and different things like that. And I just stopped tracking and didn't really care anymore. So if I was to sell everything today, I've told people before, especially when you factor in my weights, I may have $10,000 to $20,000 worth of equipment. I'm not positive. I may have half that invested. So I know I spent $2,000 out the gate on my rack and some bars and things like that. And about another $500 on plates and whatever. Over the years, I've sold so much and bought used things and sold more used things and stuff that the number is just kind of weird and convoluted and crazy and everything. So I don't know. I can't really give you a number. All right, guys, I think that is it for my garage gym walkthrough. I'll give you one last quickie. I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. If you want more from me, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff down below. You know that I run the garage gym competition right there, that good guy, which is a virtual powerlifting meet for people who lift at home. It's free, easy to enter. You can win up to, let's see, the last event had over $32,000 in prizes, including racks, bars, plates, gift cards, and a bunch more. I'm also a moderator on Reddit for the home gym section where we do all kinds of cool stuff. So make sure to check that out. I will have links and all the good stuff down below. So I hope you follow along. I hope you like what I've got going on here. I sure do. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. It's my home gym, not yours. I like it. That's it. Peace.